Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home.
Today we have a vintage Elgin-American automatic petrol lighter featuring engraved advertising for old gold cigarettes. This is a really cool old lighter with a nice advertising graphic that I have seen before. I have seen this listed on eBay. There's another one currently listed on there right now that looks identical. I've also seen another version of this lighter which has been posted by Tom O'Kee on at least one of the Facebook lighter groups, Vintage Lighters and Matches. Maybe he has posted it elsewhere before or since, which appears to be an enamel painted version of this, multicolor with the packs being painted white along with the appropriate colors of the text and other graphics on the cigarette packs. These old gold cigarette packages are personified with legs on the bottom and the top of the person being the pack of cigarettes. Those appear to me to be ladies' legs. Can't see the shoes in all that much detail. Looks like some kind of boot. But the way they are standing just doesn't look to me like these were intended to indicate that these cigarette packages were men, but rather women. The other side of the lighter has the initials JB. I have seen similar embellishments to other Elgin-American lighters over the years, some of them round, some of them with triangles on each side. I believe I had one in the past that had EK for the initials. You can see it is marked Made in USA, Elgin-American. You can see the patent number there, and it says other patents pending. I do know that there was some litigation between Elgin-American and Ronson. Ronson had all kinds of monopolies when it came to automatic petrol lighters here in the States. And for a period of time, apparently, because Elgin-American could not afford to pay what they had been ordered to on their infringement of Ronson's automatic lighter patent, they came up with a situation where Ronson created the mechanism of the lighter and the bottom case was manufactured by Elgin-American. Now this was not one of those lighters, as I believe is clearly marked here. Elgin-American, made in USA. I think the ones that were made by Ronson were marked as such, and maybe had a little bit more of the look of the Ronson Adonis automatic petrol lighter. That is marked there, Elgin-American, made in USA, pat pinned. You can see there's plenty of wear here to the mechanism, scuffs, scratches, marks where it has come in and out of the case. The flint system in these Elgin-Americans is right there on the underneath side. So you don't have your typical flint spring and screw. See the file wheel and then the place where the wick comes up through the mechanism from the base of the lighter. This is not what I would typically refer to as a slipcase lighter, simply because a slipcase would tell you that the lighter was just a case that covered the workings of the lighter, whereas this case, although the mechanism slips down into the top of it, you can see that it is not a simple slip case. Here's your wick, which is housed in the case of the lighter, as well as your wadding down here, which you will saturate with liquid petrol fluid in order to fuel up your lighter. Really nifty advertising for a cigarette brand that, according to Wikipedia, was bought in 2015 by R.J. Reynolds. And while they may be difficult to find, they are apparently still being produced by R.J. Reynolds. So very cool to find this lighter in a vintage antique mall, vendor mall, whatever you call those sort of places. Places where people put lighters behind a lock and key in a glass case, and you got to go up to the front to ask to see inside that case. Pretty typical of those sort of businesses around here. Fit our mechanism back down on top of there. And I can't read all the details. I don't even know if all the text on these cigarette packages are readable, or if that is just part of the advertisement. Maybe not produced in the detail that if you looked at it close enough you could read it. But you can clearly read Old Gold. See your typical tax stamp like you have on most cigarettes, or seal, whatever that is. Maybe not the tax stamp. But overall, a really cool lighter with an advertisement that you don't see every day. And the mechanism works well enough. I haven't had enough time to really test it out and see whether it's ready to be sold or not. I was really just excited to show off this advertising graphic. Like I said, I've seen other examples of this in the past. I've seen another posted in the Facebook lighter groups that appeared to be identical to this one. Another identical one that is currently listed on Facebook, or not Facebook, but eBay for sale. And then, as I mentioned, I have seen on more than one occasion Tom O'Key post pictures of an example that is not just engraved advertising for Old Gold, but also it is painted, looks like enameled, with a multicolor scheme, and that is a really cool lighter too. So I'm glad to find this one. Glad to have another working Elgin-American lighter to show off. But as fond as I am of some of these old cigarette advertising graphics, this is not something that will be in my personal collection. This is something that will definitely be sold. So that will just be contingent upon how quickly we can determine how well it works and whether or not this is a dependable automatic petrol lighter. Until next time.